Okay. So we've, covered the main points of chapter 1 and chapter 2 now. And, so basically it's why Arjun sought the Gita Gyan and what did Bhagwan Ji say overall about the Gita, right? So the chapter 2 said Gyan, which is, knowledge about yourself, कि तुम अमर हो, all that, nitya ho. And then the other one is Karam Yog, which is how do I become myself? How do I prepare myself so that I can receive this Gyan? How do I get better control on myself and my feelings and emotions so that I can ride the ups and downs without going up and down with them? Life is going to be up and down. I can be steady in that up and down. So the big thing Bhagwan said about that is that you understand Īśvara and leave the results to Īśvara. Don't do your thing, do the actions that you have to take, but leave the results to Īśvara. That way, you are not going to be attached to the results. You're going to be doing your thing with calmness, with patience, with all your passion. Put it behind your actions. Don't put your passion behind your results because results anyway are not in your control. And he said, Ishwar is the one that provides results. So now at this point, the question is, what is this Ishwar? Who is this Ishwar that provides results? Now, obviously, it's not the form of Krishna Bhagwan. He's just a human being, right? So he calls himself, he says, I am the avatar of Ishwar. So he says, when you talk to me, consider me as Ishwar. So, I'm symbolic of Ishwar to you. But he never says that this is Ishwar, because then later on in the Gita, when Arjun says, show me your divya form, your actual form, then he shows all this himself as the universe. You remember he shows himself as the universe. Everything good and everything bad, the whole universe. He's giving birth, he's killing people, he's doing the entirety of the universe. He said, this is me. So obviously that is a different form than this form of Krishna. So what exactly does Ishwar mean? So we need to understand that, what Ishwar means in Vedanta, what is Ishwar? And then we will have a better sense of what Karam Yoga actually means. What does it mean to give something to Ishwar? To say, I have surrendered to Ishwar. What does it mean? So let's spend this hour or this time today to understand Ishwar. So for that, Vedanta has a very nice methodology, to say, how do we think about Ishwar? So, most people when they think about Ishwar, what do we think about Ishwar? When you think Ishwar, हम क्या सोचते हैं? हम सोचते हैं सृष्टि जो है, जो हमारी all this universe, everything, it has been created by Ishwar. So he is the creator. And we also say that the all the सृष्टि is being maintained by Ishwar, right? जो भी कुछ हो रहा है ये ईश्वर के बल पे हो रहा है. ईश्वर सब कुछ चला रहा है. Correct? But then we also say कि एक दिन प्रलय आएगा, वो भी ईश्वर ही करेगा. Correct? बिकॉज प्रलय के बाद फिर दोबारा नई क्रिएशन होगी, वो भी ईश्वर करेगा. सो देर इज अ साइकिल. द साइकिल इन संस्कृत इज कॉल्ड सृष्टि, राइट? क्या था? सृष्टि, स्थिति एंड लया. सृष्टि, स्थिति, लया. सृष्टि मीन्स क्रिएशन. स्थिति मीन्स मेंटेनेंस. एक जगह पे स्थित कैसे मेंटेन करते हैं? इट्स नॉट इजी टू मेंटेन दिस वर्ल्ड. All the planets are going around the sun, and the earth is going around the sun, and the moon is going around the earth, and all kinds of animals. The whole ecosystem, everything is being maintained. It's working. So the
Galaxy IQ 5G disconnected. Ready to connect. Connected
and
to
laya,
Galaxy 335G.
laya means the dissolution. This whole thing gets dissolved at one day, and then it starts again. So there's a cycle of sṛṣṭi, sthiti, and laya: creation, maintenance or sustenance, and dissolution. So we say that Ishwar is the thing, Ishwar is the power which is behind all this, from smallest thing to the biggest thing. But what is this power? So let's think about creation. When we say something is being created, how is anything created? When we say we are going to create a chair, एक chair बनाएंगे, how will we make a chair? If you think about it, there are two things needed to create anything. ठीक है? एक आपको
Knowledge
चाहिए
and
मटेरियल.
material.
हाँ जी, क्या दीदी?
Knowledge and material.
That's right, knowledge and material. एक आपको चाहिए material. You need wood if you're going to make chair out of wood. And then you need a carpenter who has the knowledge, who can create it into a chair. Both are needed. Anything, you can think of anything that has to be made. You'll find these two things. I think Meeta has joined. Right? Hi, Meeta.
Hi, how are you?
We
Sorry,
just
I'm
got
late.
started. We were talking today, we are going to talk about Īśvara. What is
Okay.
Īśvara actually? Okay. And we were saying that Īśvara is, they say that Īśvara is the creator of this universe, creator, maintainer, and destroyer of the universe. Sṛṣṭi, sthiti, laya. So we were saying when Īśvara has to create something, or anybody has to create anything, let's say you have to create a chair, you need two things. You need the material with which that thing is made, and you need a creator. Creator meaning someone who has the intelligence, who has the knowledge to what does the chair look like. I can't create a chair, but a carpenter can create a chair. He has the knowledge, how to work the wood, what shape to do, where to put the nails, right? So you need that specific knowledge and you need material. These two things are always needed regardless. Someone to create my watch, again, knowledge to design it, to see how each piece works, and then the ability to, and then you need the materials for this. So the material can be called the material cause. So there are two causes of creation in Vedanta. Okay? Two causes. One is the material cause. That means what's the material? And the other is the intelligent cause. Who is the creator? So there is the creator and there is the material. So material cause and the intelligent cause. These are the two causes for anything. For a chair, what's the material cause?
Wood.
What's the intelligent
Wood.
cause for the chair?
Carpenter.
Carpenter, right?
Mm.
If I make a pottery, I make a pot, clay pot. What's the material cause of the clay pot?
Clay,
Clay is a material cause.
And the intelligent cause is
water.
water, right? I can't make that. I don't have the skills. But the potter has the skills, he has the knowledge, he has the intelligence, he knows how to make it. He can make it. So now Krishna Bhagwan Ji needs both. He has to have the intelligence, the supreme intelligence, to create this whole sṛṣṭi, the whole universe. And he also needs to have the material from which to create it. And the question is, where does this material come from?
Yes.
I think we're the final person joining.
What can be the material for human beings?
What can
Very
be the material for
difficult to
human
say.
beings?
Very difficult to say.
I think for God, human beings are the material.
Elements are the material.
Kanchan, did you just join? Just want to make
Yes, I just joined. Hi, good evening.
Okay, no problem. We are talking about Īśvara today. What is Īśvara? And we were saying that Īśvara, we say, is the cause of the universe. And there are always two causes. Like for a chair, there's a material that you need. It's called the material cause, wood. There's a maker that you need who knows how to make a chair. That's called the intelligent cause. So किसी चीज को भी बनाने के लिए, there are two things needed. So the question on the table is, what is the material cause for this universe and what is the intelligent cause for this whole universe? So Neeta was saying, I think something. Neeta was saying that the material cause for the universe is what? Or I
I
don't
was saying
know.
the material cause is human beings and the
Okay.
intelligent cause is God, Īśvara.
Human
Human
beings.
beings cannot be the material cause. You think this world is made out of human beings? This
I
this
think
wood and this jungle, what is it made out of? Is it made out of human beings?
Elements,
I
5
think
elements.
Five
the
elements,
five
but
elements.
okay. So where are those elements made from?
I think it is the energy that has uh, worked in an intelligent way to give rise to these five elements. That's how I feel that there is this
So you think,
energy which
we
is
say that energy is the material cause, and where did the energy come from?
well for
From the
if you
God itself.
scientifically see the energy has come from the source that we have for this universe for this particular solar system,
Right. Which is what?
which is the sun. For us, it's the sun.
So, so you think everything is made out of the rays of the sun or the energy of the sun?
No,
Material
it's
cause has to be
not. It's
something
not made out
from
of.
which you can see, you can say, okay, this is the material. I can see this as the material. Whatever you think is the material
5
cause, the question is
elements.
going to be, where did that come from?
The
Let's
5
say
elements on the earth are already existing, and the human body is made up of those 5 elements.
already existing is not okay, because we say that the creator is Īśvara. So existing
I
already ka
think
matlab
I
to-
think it's I think there is this energy which is manifesting all these five elements, which is somehow working intelligently, which we don't know about, which is creating all this.
there are lot of ifs and which we don't know about in that. It's a hypothesis, but my question to you is, I'll give you another example. ठीक है? जो वेदांता में सबसे ज्यादा एग्जांपल यूज करते हैं. They say take a shirt. Right? What is the material cause of a shirt?
Cloth.
Thread.
It's
Cloth. Cloth? Right? Cloth is the material cause. What's the intelligent cause?
Tailor.
Tailor. Now, let's take the material cause called cloth. That also has been produced. What's the material cause of the cloth?
the
Yarn.
plant,
Huh?
the
Yarn.
fabric,
Yarn. Yarn.
plant.
Yarn. Yarn is the material cause. उस yarn से बनाते हैं, correct? What's the material cause of the yarn?
It's the plant from where it comes.
Okay. And what's the material cause of the plant?
It is it germinates through seeds.
I know, right? So what I'm trying to say is, actually, if you keep going down the cycle, there is no end. Unless you say that something has been pre-existing, is already there, right? And that transformed
Yeah.
into something else, you can never come to a material cause. But we can't say that. We can't say that there is an Īśvara and there was something else which was already existing, and then Īśvara as the intelligent cause worked on that something else which was existing. Like, where was Īśvara where was he situated when he was creating the world? If the world is there, all of space and time is created by Īśvara. Where was Īśvara sitting or standing when he created this world? There's
It
some,
was
this is an
already
interesting
See,
existing.
conversation. Hanji?
there is no Īśvar.
Okay.
Universe is the Īśvar. It is this intelligence is the Īśvar. So
And then
Īśvar is
material?
a different. Hmm?
What is Maya?
I think let me take you through the logic. Okay.
No, but is this creation of Maya?
Yes, but where did Maya come from? Maya to hai nahi. I mean, let's not go too complicated. It's not that. Let's just understand the principle behind it. ठीक है? Which is to say कि अगर हम देखते रहें किसी भी चीज को, we can, like, what is let's say I told you about the shirt. What does the shirt consist of? It consists of fibers. What does the fiber consist of? It consists of cotton or called molecules of cotton. What does molecule consist of? It consists of say protons and neutrons. What does the proton consist of? You can keep going down this. It consists of sparks. You get down to fundamental particles, which physics will tell you that everything in this universe is consisting of these fundamental particles, right? At the end of the day, those fundamental particles, which are quarks and leptons, things like that. Now they're trying to find out what are these fundamental particles consisting of. And they're hypothesizing and saying maybe it is quarks. The point is that if you keep going down this road of what made what, we will never end. It's a never-ending road. Correct? So there's no such thing कि ऐसा ये कि there was an existing material which Īśvara worked from. So what we say in Vedanta is that Īśvara did not have a separate set of material from which to create the world, because then you would say, where did that material come from? We say that Īśvara is the material cause of the world itself. So you know what Kanchan was saying? Īśvara is the world. So Īśvara is both the material cause and the intelligent cause of the world. Because otherwise you'll run into very many logical problems, about where did all this material come from? Where was Īśvara situated before world was created? Where is Īśvara? Is there some special universe or heaven where Īśvara is, which is separate from the world? If that is the case, where did heaven come from? Right? So we can keep going back till we say, okay, now beyond this we don't know. So it's all Īśvara. So what Vedanta's understanding of Īśvara is, and this is our Hindu understanding of Īśvara, is that Īśvara is both the material cause, it's called the upādāna kāraṇa, and the intelligent cause, which is called nimitta kāraṇa. So both the intelligent cause and the material cause of the universe is Īśvara. So there is no separate entity called Īśvara which is distinct from the world, which is different from the world, which has created the world. And an example for that they give is a spider, right? When a spider creates a jala, spider creates a net. वो नेट कहाँ से आता है? उसका मटेरियल कहाँ से आता है स्पाइडर के नेट का? Do you guys know what? हाँ?
उसके अंदर से आता है.
That's his saliva.
It's a saliva, yeah. The spider's own saliva it uses to create the net. So what's the material cause of the net? The spider. What's the intelligent cause of the net?
Spider.
The spider. Right? So spider creates a net out of his own element of his own body. And then it maintains the net. अगर कुछ नेट में कुछ टूट रहा है तो जाके वो ठीक भी कर देता है. And after वहां के उसको लगता है कि अब यहाँ पे मैंने ले ली जितनी insects होने थे, I have to go to a different place. It goes back and reabsorbs the net into himself. Right? If the spider dies, then the net remains. But otherwise, the spider reabsorbs the net back into himself. And then recreates the net somewhere else. So that's an analogy for how and what Īśvara is. So when you say Īśvara is let's say when we say that, तो अभी तक समझ आ गया क्या? Material cause and intelligent cause.
Yeah. But why did God create some good human beings and some bad human beings?
That's a different question. Okay, that's a long. Let's not go diverted over there right now, because let me first explain what Īśvara is. Let's make sure we understand, because that's not the end of it. Now let's say that wood is the material cause of the chair. The chair is made out of wood, and it's only made out of wood. Can you find any other material in the chair other than the wood? Like if I tell you, you please tell me the wood in the chair. कहाँ है wood? So what will you do? Point out the wood, touch the wood. You'll touch the chair. You can touch any part of the chair, back, arms, legs. What will you find?
Wood everywhere.
So wood permeates the chair. You don't have to look at the head to get the wood. You don't have to look at the foot to get the wood. You touch anywhere, it's wood. That's a property of the material cause. Barabar? Now, if the material cause of the universe is ईश्वर, where will you find the ईश्वर? मैं कहूँगा ईश्वर को ढूंढो, कहाँ मिलेगा आपको ईश्वर?
आप ही के अंदर,
अपने आप
अपने अंदर क्यों? कहीं पे भी,
कहीं पर भी, हर चीज में.
हर चीज में. Because he is the material cause of the universe. If he is the material cause of the universe, then you touch a
Your
plant,
own
a
self.
tree, it's Īśvara. You touch a rock, it's Īśvara. Correct?
Yeah.
That is what material cause means. It means that that is the thing that permeates the
You touch
creation.
your own self, also you are Ishwar.
Yeah, of course. You can. You're part of it. You can touch your body, you can touch anything. It's Īśvara. So that's one way to think about Īśvara, which is the material cause. But remember, Īśvara is also the intelligent cause of the universe. Correct?
Correct.
What does intelligent cause mean?
Creator of the world.
Correct.
It's the mechanism by which everything functions.
It's the knowledge. It's
Yeah.
the knowledge by which the thing is created. Correct? That's what intelligent cause mean. So when I say the intelligent cause is the carpenter, I don't necessarily mean the hands of the carpenter. Hands of carpenter and hands of mine are the same. कोई ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं है. I mean the knowledge of the carpenter. Correct? The intelligent cause. It's the knowledge जिसमें फर्क है. मेरे में knowledge नहीं है वो carpenter वाली. So the intelligent cause is the intelligence, is the knowledge. So if I have to find the intelligent cause of the chair, I will go to the carpenter. I can't find it exactly, but I'll say somewhere in the carpenter is the intelligent cause. And I say Īśvara is the intelligent cause of the universe. So I go to Īśvara. But where do I find Īśvara? Everywhere. Any place I touch is Īśvara in the universe, because Īśvara is also the material cause. So where does the intelligence of this whole universe reside?
In ourselves.
Everything.
Everywhere. Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah. Not only in ourselves, everywhere. If you think, how does a plant grow? Does some external intelligence come and grow the plant? उसको कैसे पता कि my leaves have to be unfolded and a flower has to come out like this? Or how does Earth know that it has to go around the sun? How does it go around the sun? Where is that law which creates gravitation? Where does that law reside?
In itself. In the
Everywhere.
universe itself.
Everywhere. Yeah, in the universe itself and
Everywhere.
everywhere in the universe. You can't locate and say, this is where the law of gravitation came from. Correct? It is everywhere in the universe. हम कहते हैं धर्मा, लॉ ऑफ धर्मा. तो धर्मा कहाँ से है? कोई एक जगह तो नहीं है जहाँ से धर्मा आया. It's not coming from a मंदिर. धर्मा is
I
everywhere.
can't hear you, Nitu.
हाँ जी. Or we say law of karma. It's everywhere. Law of gravity is everywhere. Law of light, how light behaves. All of these things, it's not an intelligence which is outside somewhere, which is controlling everything. The intelligence is within the universe itself. And that is Īśvara. These laws, this intelligence, these laws that control everything in the universe,
क्या वजह है? Why
those
there's
laws are Īśvara. Correct? That's the way to think about Īśvara. That's how Vedānta thinks about Īśvara. It's everywhere, in everything, and it's intelligent. So there is intelligence in everything. We may not see it. हम सोचते हैं कि intelligence only resides in people who are living, जिनका दिमाग है, brain है, वहाँ intelligence है. That is not quite true. जो brain की intelligence है वो भी कहीं से आई है, कहाँ से आई है? Intelligence resides in everything, every matter which is around us. Okay, that's what intelligence actually means. It's not a particular human being or anything like that. Even if all the human beings leave this, कल को कुछ calamity हो जाए और सारे human beings मर जाएं, खत्म हो गया, the whole earth is devoid of human beings, do you think intelligence would have gone from this universe? Will the universe
Nope.
descend into chaos?
No, it
Intelligence
will
is
keep
different.
functioning.
It will keep functioning without in its own order. That order with which the universe will keep functioning is the intelligence, combined intelligence. So you can, that intelligence is there in the smallest speck, छोटे से छोटा, and in the biggest system. Even when the human beings go, a plant, a seed will know how to become a plant. And that is the smallest piece. A molecule will know that it has to, the atom has, in the atom, the electron has to go around the proton. That will still go on. That's the smallest, right? And at the largest scale, the galaxies will know how to keep moving around each other, how to move in space. All that will keep going. It's got nothing to do with humans. In fact, the human intelligence is piddly small compared to this intelligence that we are talking about, which is there in the universe. Some of that matter got formed into this human body and became our brain, and we think, "Ore Baba, kitni intelligence hai."
God. ये पूरा शायद नहीं पर बहुत
अच्छा
बहुत
ओके
love you.
थैंक यू
ठीक है? So this intelligence, this which is permeating the whole universe, everywhere around us, in the smallest thing to the largest thing, everywhere, this is what we call Īśvara. But the problem is, it's very hard to think about Īśvara like this. You can't, when you have to have a personal rapport with Īśvara, when you want to talk to Īśvara and say, Bhagwan, mujhe help karo. I'm in a problem, give me guidance, give me advice. You want a friend, you want a benefactor. It's very difficult to imagine that a rock will be my benefactor, right? Or a planet. You like to think about it as humans. So you want to condense all this intelligence and everything and make it symbolic and say, as a symbol of all that, there is this human form or a particular form, which I call Īśvara. I call it Ram Bhagwan Ji. I've given it to that form. Or Krishna Bhagwan. The form has been given in the Gita to Krishna Bhagwan. So Krishna Bhagwan represents that cosmic intelligence, that huge intelligence. It's easy for us to have this interaction or to think about God as another form, distinct from us, because we are not, we think about ourselves as distinct. We think about ourselves. God is not saying that you're distinct from me. We think about ourselves as distinct from God. We think about ourselves as distinct from every other person around us and everything around us. So we need another distinct form. We call it God. We give that all those powers. So स्वामी जी कहते थे कि शालिग्राम का स्टोन होता है ना, उसमें हम सारी अपनी आशाएं, अपनी पावर्स, अपना सब कुछ उसमें डाल देते हैं. दुनिया की सारी पावर्स उसमें डाल देते हैं शालिग्राम के स्टोन में. वो हमारे लिए फिर होली हो जाता है और हम उसको कहते हैं कि ये मेरा भगवान है, दिस स्टोन. But what that stone represents to a person who is a seeker, who is looking, who's a bhakt, is all the power of the universe is represented in that stone. Because it's easy then to relate to that stone, to talk to that stone, to kind of conceptualize. But this is the science behind, or the thinking behind our Vedanta, our culture, on what Īśvara actually is. Because you'll see this in different places. They'll say Īśvara is asmin. Asmin means in this. That's what asmin means. It doesn't say in what. It says in this. That this could be anything. You take whatever you want. You want shaligram? That's fine. You want your children? You can take them as Īśvara. You want yourself? You can take them as Īśvara. You want your parents? You can take them as Īśvara. You're not wrong. You cannot be wrong because they're all Īśvara. So that's what Īśvara means in Vedanta. It's the material cause. That means it permeates. Anywhere you touch, it will be Īśvara, because that's what they're made out of. And it's the intelligent cause. It's the cosmic intelligence which runs everything. So far, so good? Are you following?
yes
Meeta? Meeta, Aarti, Kanchan, Didi, Neeta, Sangeeta, Charu. Veena,
Yeah,
Didi,
yeah,
all
following.
following?
That's
Yeah.
true.
But it's
Yes.
difficult to relate to a stone as Īśvara, as you
Well,
were
then you
saying.
relate. If you can relate to the cosmic intelligence as Ishwar, nothing like it. फिर आपको stone की जरूरत ही नहीं है.
That's what I do in
That's
my
what-
prayers. Yeah.
नहीं, आइडल वर्शिप भी तो स्टोन को ही आप वर्शिप
हाँ,
कर
हाँ,
रहे हो ना.
idol, हाँ.
एक्चुअली इट इज जस्ट I mean, it's not a living thing that you are putting your faith in. But we worship an idol because we just want to give it some kind of shape and form.
Right. It's easier for us to give it a shape and form. For most people,
Relate.
it's easier to give
Yeah,
it a shape
yeah,
and form, and then
yeah.
say, that it's rather than conceptually think कि ईश्वर क्या है. पता नहीं सब कुछ ही ईश्वर है. That's hard to kind of then relate to that ईश्वर. For that ईश्वर to be of benefit to you, to be your friend, for example. जो किसी को अपने दुख दर्द बताओ ईश्वर को, किसको बताओ? दुनिया को सारी. तो इसके लिए हम एक आइडल बना लेते हैं. बट अगर आपको आइडल की जरूरत नहीं है तो वो तो बहुत ही अच्छा है. वो तो आप
Yeah.
that's even better.
Yeah. I have started talking to the universe. I do not need an idol.
You can talk to yourself also, Kanchan. You're
Yeah,
also
that's what I do.
Bhagwan.
That's what I do. I mean, that's what I do. I talk to myself. I talk to
Yeah.
things around. I just meditate like that. I no longer. I mean, yes, there's always respect for everything, but then I always believe that there's God or Ishwar in everything.
Yes. Actually, not just God and Ishwar in everything. Everything is nothing but God.
But God, yeah.
Right? It's not कि कोई चीज है और उसमें ईश्वर चला गया है. ऐसा नहीं है. जो चीज है वो ईश्वर ही है. वो ईश्वर का ही फॉर्म है. ईश्वर से ही उत्पन्न हुआ है जो भी है. Right? That's the thinking.
And I also feel that if that is how powerful each one of us and everything that the animate or inanimate is, then we can, by faith and we can also reach that level if we work towards it.
Okay.
And I think Gita and scriptures and all these have been written because they are the only way of life if we understand it. So if we can truly, truly follow that, it teaches us the way of life.
Yeah. So now with this understanding of Ishwar, you tell me, if a result has to be created, you do something. Can you really control just this little part of me, which is one little, not even a fraction of Ishwar, operating in a huge universe, huge laws? How much can we really control? How much can we hope to control? We can be the
Cannot.
president of the whole world, but how much do we really control?
I don't think you can control.
We can control very little. At most, we can say we can try to control what I'm doing. That you can really try to control. You can try. वो भी कोई पक्का नहीं है. But at least you can say, okay, अभी मैं ये करना चाहती हूँ, मैं ये करूँगी. मेरे लिए ये ठीक है. मैंने अपना this is the thing I want to do. You can do that. But to think that I am going to do this and as a result I'm going to get this result. You can think so if you want, if it motivates you, that's fine. But in reality, it's that's not the way. You can see that's not the way the world works. There's a lot going on in this world which we don't even know, right? Which we call Ishwar, which we don't even know. So in that context, Gita says that you have your adhikar on your actions. You have some control on your actions. You decide to do the right action, but you have to leave the results to God. In other words, it's not that you have to leave the results to God. That's a nice way of saying. What it's saying is the results are in the hands of God. The results are because this cosmic intelligence, this thing which runs this universe, is so much more complex and powerful. It decides what results to give where. हम तो छोटा सा, we are working on a small part of the whole thing, little part. But there's a much bigger part which we are not aware of, things that are happening which influence the result. Okay.
And also, I think each one of us is the Ishwar in us, or any Ishwar in everything, is also following that intelligent system.
Okay.
So there's
Not
just
Ishwar
so
in
much
everything.
happening.
Not Ishwar in everything. We are all Ishwar only. There is no distinct Ishwar. If that is how. If
Yeah.
that is,
So that is also following a particular system which is not in our control. So we can just do our action, and obviously, like we said, that we are coming from different lives. It's not just this life. So we are also governed by certain of those rules which are also affecting this particular life. So it's a huge intelligent system which we are a part of, which we are.
yeah.
So obviously it is not in our control. That the outcome is not in our control. It is governed by many rules, by an intelligence which is also a part of us.
Correct. Which we are a part of.
Yeah.
So this is one. Let me just, yeah. So it's also not to say we can't even also say that we have no influence on the result. That also we can't say, right? Because we are also Ishwar. We also have a part to play. So to say that we have absolutely no control on the results, that is also not correct.
Our karma determines the results.
Our karma determines, yeah, I mean, it determines our results and it determines our actions also. But I'm just saying that keeping ourselves to this discussion, we are saying that there's a whole system of which we are a part. In that system, we are doing some actions, which we have a little more control on the actions, so we can decide what to do. The results will be a mixture of the results of our action and the results of the system's actions. So, in other words, which is very simple, which is to say that there's a percentage of, you can say that there's some amount of influence I have on the result and a lot of influence that God has. I can't say that I have zero influence, correct? Otherwise that will not be okay too. Then तो I can do anything I want. कोई results का कुछ influence ही नहीं है. ऐसी बात नहीं है. If you study hard, chances are you will do well. You cannot guarantee that you will do well because a lot of things can go wrong because they're not in your hands, which are determined by Īśvara. But it doesn't mean that you have zero impact. You as an individual have some impact on the result. Gita doesn't say you have zero impact. It says you don't have any control on the results. You don't have an adhikar on the. So क्या कहते हैं गीता का words are? You have an adhikar on your action, but you don't have an adhikar on the results. Adhikar on your action meaning I can decide what I want to do. But I don't have a power on the results. I don't have an adhikar. I can't say just because I did this, I studied hard, I should be doing well in my exams. वो अधिकार नहीं है कि मैंने अच्छा करा और मुझे अच्छा मिलना चाहिए. Because you'll find that is not always the case. It is the case that a person who does well, you'll find often is the person who studies hard. There is a correlation, but there's no adhikar. You understand?
Yes.
What adhikar?
No control over the results.
No control, exactly. You can try your best, you can put in your effort, all of that you can do, but you cannot have a adhikar. You can't have a right. Adhikar का मतलब होता है right. You don't have a right on the results. You should not, because you should realize that whatever you're doing is going into this huge cosmic system where a lot is going on. It's very simple. It's not very complicated because the results are created not just by your actions but by the actions of many others. Suppose आपको टॉप करना है, आपने पढ़ा बड़ी जोर से. Whether you top or not also depends upon whether the other person has studied or not. Somebody else has studied better than you would get better marks than you. You have no control over that. So you don't know whether you will top by studying hard. All you know is, I can study hard. That way, I think I'm doing the right thing. I'm trying to get the best. But so you have adhikar over self. You can't blame anybody else for not studying. That's in your hands. But you cannot have an adhikar on the results. Why? Because this Īśvara, there's a lot going on in this Īśvara, this world. So simple way of saying is कि अधिकार ईश्वर पे है, ईश्वर के पास है. That's just a way of saying, but essentially it's saying you don't have. So there is more than one. Sorry, go ahead, Mita.
Yeah. Just a thought came. I was just discussing this with someone, long time back. तो उन्होंने मेरे को बोला कि अगर हम मेहनत करते हैं लेकिन हमें फल की वो नहीं चिंता नहीं होनी चाहिए, then there is no incentive to work hard. तो फिर हम क्यों करें?
Right. So
there is no
तो ये जो इंसेंटिव है ना, ये अभी आप बताएंगे जैसे कर्म योग में. I'll give you the answer. I don't know whether you'll. So for a person who is very materialistic, who thinks that my happiness is going to come out of material gain, the incentive is always material gain. ठीक है? So that person will work hard to gain success, to gain a material gain. So ये बिल्कुल ठीक है, चल रहा है. He's a samsari. तो उसका इंसेंटिव क्या है? मेरे को पैसा बनाना है, मैं मेहनत करूंगा. तो उसने मेहनत करी, कभी पैसा बना कभी ना बना. उसके लिए भी सच बात है ये कि एक्चुअली समटाइम्स द रिजल्ट विल कम, समटाइम्स इट वोंट कम. सम पीपल डू अ लॉट ऑफ मेहनत एंड मेक नो मनी. सम पीपल डू नो मेहनत, मेक अ लॉट ऑफ मनी. लॉटरी मिल गई, राइट?
Yes,
So that incentive is totally fine. He wants to make money, so he's doing. But he's not a karam yogi. For a karam yogi, what is the incentive? What does a karam yogi want? A karam yogi doesn't want to make money. A karam yogi wants internal
Satisfaction.
peace. Internal peace.
Yes, satisfaction after.
Satisfaction.
Internal peace. Antakarna shuddhi, it's called. When you want internal peace, then your motivation to do work is internal peace, not money.
Not money.
Then you do work as duty. This is what is the right thing to do and I will do it. Then actually you don't care about results at all.
Yes, then you are not about that.
Because then you are actually thinking, my motivation is internal peace. It really doesn't matter whether I get money or not. I get peace by doing the right thing. That's what gives me peace. That is a karam yogi. Correct?
Even if it doesn't give peace, even if one doesn't think कि मेरे को peace मिलेगी, अगर लगे कि ये काम करना है, ये ठीक है, then I think one should just go ahead and do it.
No, but motivation क्या है? Motivation तो होनी चाहिए ना कोई. Motivation.
That is your duty.
There are only.
Yeah, motivation.
You may not
Motivation
recognize
है
it, but the reason you're doing it is because that gives you peace. Because अगर आप वो नहीं करोगे काम जो ठीक है, आपके मन में हलचल होगी, आपको रात को नींद नहीं आएगी.
That will give you happiness also.
So
Sometimes
that is your
you do it,
motivation
you
as a karam
feel
yogi,
happy.
is always to do the thing which gives my mind peace, which gives my mind keeps my mind steady, gives me contentment, so that I can sleep properly at night, so that I feel that I'm doing I'm doing the right thing. I'm lined up with dharma. So ऐसे जब ऐसी motivation होती है, then you literally actually don't care about results. Then you actually care about doing the right thing. अब जैसे अगर हम किसी को डोनेट पैसे भी देते हैं, कुछ काम करते हैं, इतना रिजल्ट्स का नहीं सोचते हैं. हम सोचते हैं कि हमको ये अच्छी बात है, ये मुझे करना है, right? But when we are not like that, when we are not a karam yogi, when we are maybe earlier on in our lives, when we were younger and we were all materialistic, then the results were our motivation. So we were motivated to study because we wanted grades. Our children, we tell them study hard, not because we don't tell them because of your peace of mind. We say you study hard, you'll become better,
You get better.
you'll get better grades, you'll get a better job. That's their motivation. They're not karam yogis, right? So that is totally fine. Bilkul theek hai. The Gita is not meant for. Gita doesn't say the same thing to everybody. Gita is very targeted. So this thing that it's talking about, phal ki chinta mat kar, it's talking to a karam yogi. It's talking to a person who understands that for me, the most important thing is peace of mind. I'm done with making money. I'm done with all of these things. I'm not getting a lot of peace there. I'm getting halchal in my mind as a result. It's tension. So I want something more. I want peace. And then Gita tells you this is the way. You're not at peace because you're trying to control what you can't control. अगर आपके पास कोई कंट्रोल है ही नहीं ऑन द आउटकम एंड यू से मैं तो मुझे पैसा चाहिए, मैं मेहनत करूंगी, पैसा नहीं मिला, और मेहनत करूंगी, यहाँ करूंगी, टेंशन हो रही है पैसा आएगा कि नहीं आएगा। टेंशन क्यों हो रही है? बिकॉज यू डोंट हैव एनी कंट्रोल ओवर इट। तुमको पता नहीं है। यू थिंक यू आर गोइंग टू कंट्रोल योर हेल्थ। यू डोंट हैव एनी कंट्रोल ओवर योर हेल्थ। यू हैव सम कंट्रोल, बट जनरली स्पीकिंग कल को क्या बीमारी आ जाए क्या पता।
That no one knows, yeah.
We don't know. So when we are trying to control things over which actually we don't have control, we get tension, we get anxiety. But if we are trying to control only the things that we know we can control and say, okay, I accept that I don't have control, then that is Karma Yoga. And then you say, when you accept I don't have control, you also realize that actually those things are not as important as I thought they were. I thought they were very important, that they are giving me my peace, they are giving me my security, they are giving me everything. Actually, they are not. It's my actions which are more important to me. What do I do? That's what is giving me more peace or lack of peace. How I behave. This is a very, simple understanding for a Karam yogi. It's an impossible understanding for a person who's a young kid who has no understanding of Karma Yoga. When we have lived our life and made our money, right, and seen the results of money and seen the ups and downs, then it is easier to understand. But a person who has never made money, who is young, who's saying, okay, मैंने ये भी करना है, मैं ये भी करूंगा, मैं ये भी करूंगा, उसको नहीं समझ आएंगी ये बातें अभी. He has to go through some cycles of life. Correct?
Yes. Mhm.
So that way, Gita is, you can say, depending on the shlok, it's targeted on different people. Different people read different things from the shloks.
Yes.
So now, if you realize that part of the result is in, you can do something for the result, thoda bota, a lot of it is Īśvara's hand. Then we go on to chapter 3. We'll go into detail next time. But in chapter 3, now Bhagavan Krishna starts telling you, with this understanding that this is God, and God is this cosmic intelligence, He has this, how intelligent the whole system is, which you are operating under, and how little your own intelligence is. With this understanding, now, how do you behave? How do you behave so that you can remain peaceful in this life? So he's going deeper into Karma Yoga. And he'll bring in the concept of yajna. Yajna is propitiating the universe. That is yajna. So वो हम next time करेंगे. ठीक है? We will talk about yajna and what it actually means. What's the principle behind yajna? It's the acknowledgement of God in everything, and it's how to deal with the uncertainty of not having results in your control. And that answer in our dharma, in our पुराने धर्म में उसका आंसर इज इन द यज्ञास, जो हम करते यज्ञ जिसे कहते हैं ना. So we'll do that next time.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Yes.
Any last questions before we end? Because I feel really I keep thinking तुम्हारे तो आपके तो वहाँ पे 10:30 बज गए हैं. You must be so tired and sleepy, but
It's fine.
unfortunately we don't have a better time. But
This is the perfect time, and you are sipping your morning cup of coffee.
coffee at the same time. I keep sipping my coffee. Otherwise मेरा गला इतना बोलता हूँ मैं.
God bless you.
No,
You
no.
are there to guide
I have to
us.
say, we missed our classes.
Anji?
I said we missed the classes when obviously we haven't had we're having a class after very long today.
Yeah,
at
but
least
you
I
missed the
am
last one,
attending.
right? You could
Yeah,
because you're
I'm
the
You
India
missed.
Pakistan match.
yeah.
Yeah, we had
But
one 2 weeks ago, but yes, because we missed a couple of classes because I was in India.
I think it's very good that you keep on giving this dose every 2 weeks to us. This sort of,
Okay.
keeps us going for the
Sure.
2 weeks.
No, of course, happy to.
The last class,
It's
yes.
very, it's a lot of meaning for me. I've spent a lot of time on this, so these things are very real to me. So I'm happy to give this dose.
Too.
Hanji.
I could not have imagined that you will become such a realized soul.
No, I'm not a realized soul. I've just learned Vedanta, that's all, okay? Let's not run away with it. I'm just like all of us. We are all the same. I just
Yes,
happen to have done this a few years before.
Oh, you should say he's become an evolved soul.
Involved soul.
Yeah, he's become an evolved soul
Or
because
evolved.
yeah,
Evolved
as
soul. I see.
Or evolved.
No, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है.
अच्छा Nitu,
Hanji.
Nitu, the question remains
Right.
कि as Veena had asked कि भाई if we are a part of Īśvara, whatever it is, then why are some people good and why are some people bad? Does it mean that because of the evolution and because of so many births we have taken, we have inculcated some good things and some bad things?
Yeah, absolutely. That is what it is. But the more important thing is, do you understand this little corollary of what we said, that Ishwar is everything? If you touch a stone, it's Ishwar.
It's got Īśvara, right? That I understand.
If you touch
But
me,
only
it's
thing
Ishwar.
is,
But wait.
right.
Let's say you touch a bad person. Is that Ishwar?
Right. It is Īśvara. It has come from there.
No, it's
But
not come from there. It is Ishwar. It is Ishwar.
That's why I said it is Īśvara, because it's that same elements, same thing, a part of Īśvara. But with time, because of what he has done, we label him as a bad person.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. Things are Ishwar. Are thoughts also Ishwar?
yes.
Right? Absolutely.
Because everything is there.
Ishwar. A good thought, is it Ishwar?
Yes.
A bad thought, is it Ishwar?
That's right.
That is, it has to be, no, then?
Yes. Killing someone,
So-
is it Ishwar?
Yes.
But that's
Yes.
the action.
Everything
It is
Ishwar. What we call evil, what we call bad, right? We are trapped in this good and bad in a very big way. हमारे मन में ये बन गया है कि ये अच्छा है और ये बुरा है, right?
right.
That's what I was going to say. It's actually a matter of perspective. It's perspective. What we see as good or bad, the other person may not see it as good or bad. So there's
So it's
actually
not
really
a question of
I mean,
one man's meat is the
yeah.
other man's poison. It's not that. Because jo bura hai, if you've killed something, is obviously bad, no?
Right. It's a bad action. What I'm trying to say is that ये जो so anyway, the simple answer to your question is just this, which is that we accumulate good and bad things, correct? And we get the results of our karmas. So
Right.
today we are coming to this world. हमारे आपको मैंने बताया था ना कर्मा में कैसे होता है. There is something called संचित कर्मा and there is something called
Right,
prarabdha
right.
karma. Correct?
Yes.
So the prarabdha karma is chosen out of sanchita karmas, and that is what represents us. Now I don't know what all is in my sanchita karma. Next janam mein, maybe a lot of bad of those karmas get chosen, and I will manifest in this world as a bad man. Correct? Because that also have to do. A bad person is not bad only for others. He's bad for himself too. He has bad feelings. He has bad reactions. All of that. He has lack of peace in his mind. So this is how the law of karma behaves, which is that the we do not know what prarabdha karmas. But you're right that everybody has good and bad in their sanchita karma. We've all done good and bad things in our past lives, and they're all there, and we don't know which one will be chosen the next time around. So
In other words,
our action should be, what can we do to improve our overall sanchita karma? So every time we do a good thing, we are increasing the probability that the prarabdha karma of the next janam has more good things. We want more good things in our sanchita, so that take any random sample out of it, chances of it being good is better. That's how
That I get you. That means when we were born, okay, we were Īśvara, so we were 100% pure.
Yes. When we were born, meaning when we were first created?
First created. These
In
are
this life, or
not in this life.
Okay.
First created.
Okay.
Okay. So that means when we were first created, if we were 100% Īśvara, then what induced us to do something which was wrong? To create those karmas.
See, it's not like that, right? You tell me any time that you say I'm going to just only do good things. Can you do that? You will be put into
Now I
situation.
changed. Now my thoughts have
No.
changed.
Anybody, even a person who is very good, any good person also will. It's a feature of this world that some bad we will always do. It's like every time we are breathing, we are killing a lot of bacteria, a lot of living things. Every time we are eating, we are killing a plant. Every time we are eating animals, we are killing an animal. What I'm trying to say is that the world, it's not कि आपने decide करा कि मैंने good ही रहा शुरू से. The way that Īśvara has created this world, Īśvara has created this world to be a mixture of good and bad. Īśvara has created, this is Īśvara's world, a mixture of good and bad. We are a mixture of good and bad. The first part of our life, when we are not very well informed, we think about good, bad, good, bad. We think, I just want to do good things, avoid bad things. Because why? Our ego. I have an ego. My ego says, I'm good. I want to do only good things. Right? Nothing wrong in it. I'm not saying anything wrong. What we don't understand is that good and bad are two sides of the same coin. This is how the world is. A Karam Yogi, we haven't reached there yet in the teaching. But when we are a Karam Yogi, we begin to accept these things. We begin to see that this is all a play of Īśvara, the good and bad. It's not that we can create a world which is only good and no bad there. That is a utopia. That world doesn't exist. That in that world, nobody would ever kill anybody else. No plant would ever, there would be no competition. This world has got competition for resources. Every animal is living on the killing of another animal.
Survival of the fittest.
Whatever, all these laws are there. So what we have to do as Karam Yogis is to stay now start to take one step above just thinking good and bad, is to see what are the laws, what is going on. You have to transcend yourself from both the good and the bad, in other words. Because every time you do a good thing, you will always find a bad next to it. There will be. आप कितना भी अच्छा करो, आप तो सोच ही नहीं रहे लोगों के बारे में. आपके आसपास जो लोग कर रहे हैं, आपको पता ही नहीं है. You don't know how many people you're hurting by doing the things you're doing. You have no idea. Right? You may not intend to, but you will be.
Unintentionally.
Yeah, you're living. You think you're very good, very pious, but if you see an insect living in your room, you're going to throw it out. You don't care whether the insect wants to live there or not, do you? It never struck you. So this piety, this sort of this is ego, and this is what we have to transcend. This is what we have to understand. Right?
Very complicated and very difficult.
It is very complicated and it is very deep, but it is not that complicated also once we change our thinking. As Kanchan was saying, once we change our perspective, it's not that difficult. But our perspective has always been this when we've grown up. We are always thinking of ourselves as an individual. I just want to purify myself. That's all I'm interested in. Right?
Yes.
So that is a very limited, in a way, it's a limited way of thinking, if I may say so.
Very, very.
Can I ask a question?
हाँ.
The question is कि अगर good और bad है और एक coexist करता है world में और सब जगह everywhere even in us, तो फिर जो creator है उसमें भी तो good और bad exist करता होगा.
वही तो
If we
बता
are
रहा था.
specks of the
वही तो
creator.
बता रहा था, क्रिएटर जो है वो तो सारी दुनिया ही है. The good and bad is also created by the creator only. So the good and
So
bad
the
is the
creator
creator.
also has half and half of good and bad
Do you
also, na?
think if God, such a powerful God, he wanted only good, you think he wouldn't be able to do only good? Create only you think God doesn't have control over this world to make it all good if he wanted to? Why has God given pain in this world? Why? So that we can evolve. If there was no pain, right, we would not evolve. We would just be sitting there where we are. It's the pain and the dissatisfaction of this world that makes us seek a higher truth. Without
What
the
is the
pain,
higher truth?
वो तो हम ढूंढ रहे हैं. We are seeking the truth. The higher truth is our own divinity. That's what we are seeking. Why are you here, all of you? If there was no pain, you wouldn't be here.
We've come here because we've come here because we want to experience everything. We want to experience suffering. We want to experience happiness. We want to experience pain. We want to experience everything. That is why we've come here. If we wouldn't have taken this form, we wouldn't have experienced this.
Yeah, I mean, what I mean to say is that we are here at this point trying to learn the Gita because we are finding that there is pain in this world. And we have suffered that pain. And we don't want to suffer that pain. You know, everybody in their own way has suffered pain. And we are trying to say, I want to get to a place where I don't have to go through this pain all the time. That's why that's our motivation usually to come to spirituality. You know, in one of the Upanishads, there's a very interesting, you may have heard of it, very interesting story of two birds which are sitting on a tree. एक bird ऊपर बैठी हुई है, ठीक है, radiant, wonderful, right on top of the tree. और एक bird थोड़ी middle of the tree नीचे बैठी हुई है. So this bird is me, ये नीचे बीच में बैठी है. और मैं ऊपर वाली bird को देख रहा हूँ, जो सबसे ऊपर बैठा है. I'm thinking, oh, let be nice to be that bird, so radiant, so nice, so happy. So then ठीक है, मैं सोचता हूँ, then I eat a berry. So एक berry होती है बड़ी sweet, मैं खुश हो जाता हूँ. Then I eat the next berry as a bird. वो कड़वी होती है. और मेरे को बड़ा दुख होता है. Oh my God, it's a bad berry. Every time a bad berry comes to me, I step one step ऊपर. I go one step closer. Next ऊंची branch. Then again I eat a berry. मीठी है, अच्छी है. Then I will eat another berry, वो भी गंदी है. You know, like I keep getting these good and bad berries in my life. Every time I get a bad berry, I go one step over to the branch. And slowly I keep approaching that bird. I get close to the bird. I can feel its radiance. And then, finally, I reached right at the top. And I realized I was that bird. I am that bird. This is an Upanishadic story about our life. When we get pain in our life, every time we go one branch up, we keep
We
thinking
get
of the
polished.
Īśvara who's on top. And we keep thinking, oh, it'll be nice to be that Īśvara. Lovely. What a wonderful thing, that Īśvara. And every time you get a pain, you keep going up and up and up. And one day you realize you are Īśvara. If it wasn't for those bad berries, you would not go up.
You wouldn't have
Just
fun.
stay there. Right? If it wasn't for the ugliness of this world, you would never think of renouncing this world. You'd never think there is something more beyond this world. Because this world is not happy all the time. This is up and down all the time. So this is how we have to think about, we have to start thinking about good and bad, good and evil in a slightly different way.
In fact, I mean, it is just like a joke because I read it as a joke. But if you see it differently, it's very profound also. They said that whoever is not human, I was reading somewhere, it was written jokingly, whoever's not human is sitting up there and has such a comfortable life, has no suffering, no pain, nothing, and he gets so bored that he wants to come down
Yes,
and
that's true also. Oh, Prajapati. Yes.
and face all this and then go back. I mean, because they're so bored with nothing wrong happening in their lives. They're
Yeah.
living in that bliss. So yes, if one can relate it like that, that we've come for this. We've come to experience it
Right.
and then make ourselves better
Okay.
in the process.
Shall we call it a night now? Huh?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we'll see you in 2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much. Good night.